This is a trading bot I set up just hours ago that's executing trades on a perps platform Wasabi at all hours of the day. Every 25 minutes it does a trade. You can see for these last few hours it has bought Virtuals token, it has bought Shekel, it has bought Vader, it has bought Weath, Kaido, Miggles, all these things. This is a log of the transactions, and currently it's just started a few hours ago. We are up 9.82% on a $100 portfolio. This we're up around $7.24, but I bet you're wondering, how did you get to this point? So in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up this bot, how I got here, and then I'm going to show you the results maybe about 12 hours or a day later of this trading bot. So with all that being said, let's dive in. Basically, we set up this bot and it's able to leverage trade using Wasabi directly for us. So I'm going to show you how to set up this bot step by step. If you're interested in the bot, of course, we'll leave that below. And I'm going to show you the results of the bot to see if it's actually profitable. So with all that being said, let's get right into it. All right, we are setting up a bot today that's going to trade for us. This is by Kosher Capital and in partnership with Wasabi. So let's go ahead and check this out. Basically, it's going to be an agent that we're going to equip to be able to trade based off of market data. This is basically just explaining the bot, watching the tutorials and all that, but this in itself is going to serve as a tutorial, so you don't need all that. What you do need to know is, how do you get started for free? There's a one-time creation fee of 50,000 shekel to launch an agent. So this is all off of a launch pad coming from the Virtuals ecosystem. And yeah, I went ahead and already loaded up on this shekel, so I don't need to do that, but we're gonna get started. And you know what, maybe you don't want to buy the shekel, you just want to see how this works, then stay plugged into this video so you can see. So this is a $50,000 shekel or 50,000 shekel fee. We're gonna scroll down here and we're gonna start getting our agent details. So off of this, I'm actually setting this up for Wasabi perps trading, so I'm gonna go ahead and select Wasabi perps. I want to be a pretty high risk trader, so I'm gonna go ahead and do high risk. Actually, there's a Wasabi perps one, so we're just gonna go with Wasabi perps. And we're gonna say Wasabi perps. We'll say Wasabi coffee. All right, that's my agent's name. He's gonna be a swing trader. Let's see what the size of these trades are going to be. We'll do percentage wise 1 to 10. We'll just stick with the defaults. Token whitelist, we're going to do, this is a Wasabi perps whitelist. Only tokens with active Wasabi perpetual markets paired with USDC can be added to the whitelist. Okay, let's go ahead and see which tokens we want to add. So this is just basically saying that which tokens do I want to trade with this. I'm going to do obviously ETH, virtual. I'm going to do MOG, going to do Kaido, going to do, these are tokens that I already trade. So I just want to make sure that I cover all my bases. Maybe Miggles. Sure, why not Miggles? AIXPT, just in case it makes a comeback. And I think that's really it here. Cookie would be a good one. MFer, I don't know if they're ever going to make a comeback. I'm just going to stay away from MFer for now. And I think I'm going to call it at this. I'm sure this can be changed later. So I'm going to call it this. I have all the addresses that I want to use. I have my ranges. And I want this to trade, like, probably for the sake of this video, I'm going to have this trade starting off of like every half hour. Let's try that. Perps trader goes long or short depending on the current state of the market and token data. Rides market momentum up and down. Okay, detailed instructions, we already have this. I could probably reprompt it, but let's just go ahead and keep what it has. All right, so my instructions is when market is bullish, go long. Okay, to that. All right, cool, let's just try that. We're going to do the, which LM model do we want? I mean, it's worth paying like a little extra, right, to do more parameters. So let's go ahead and do that. So each trade that it makes, even though we're doing pretty frequent trades, we'll change that later. We'll be paying, you know, 65 cents. It's not too bad. And I think we're good. Let's go ahead and look down here. This is the USDC range, Wasabi. All right, let's save and continue this. All right, this is basically just going through everything like a receipt. I know the risk. I have my valid referral code. And now this is it. It's time to connect wallet to actually launch it. So I'm going to connect my wallet and my Phantom wallet, and we'll get started. We're going to go ahead and launch the fund. That was super fast. Creating a personal fund. It's basically telling me my network fees. It's creating my personal contract. And yeah, so basically this next steps are going to be to save the fund, send the shekel out that I already bought, and then enable trading. So let's go ahead and send this shekel, have that confirmed. Hopefully 50,000 on the dot works because that's exactly how much I have. And enable trading. So basically it's saying no, please proceed with caution, confirm only if you trust this site. Basically this is asking allowance to my wallet. I made this wallet specifically for this. I wouldn't have used like a main wallet to do something like this. I'm not saying I don't trust it, but obviously for anything like this that's moving your funds for you, I would definitely recommend that you set up a new wallet for it. So we're here, total fund value. Let's load it up with some custom USDC and then like get to moving. So there's a lot looking here. It's already running. I can modify it, I can top it off. So right now it's low balance, so let's get that balance up. All right, so you know I gotta send that test transaction. So I just sent 1 USDC just to be able to see if this works. And I wanted to get this in real time. There you go, I have $1. So I'm gonna go ahead and top that off to $100 and then we're gonna start the process. Refresh that, should be up to $100. And we are good to go with 100 USDC. So let's go ahead and start our perps trading. So you have Wasabi perps, you have these pairs that you can go in on. But before we do this, let me just like make sure, I wanna look at volume and stuff to see what would be best out of all the things we chose. Probably the virtual token itself, even off the top of my head. So I'm just gonna go to, so obviously the shekel is featured, but we're gonna do virtual. All right, I guess we could go ahead and look at the chart. I guess it's not gonna tell us that. So give me just a second to kind of check out some of the trade volume here. So let's look at the virtuals protocol. Oh my gosh, what is this madness? Okay, that was like a massive green candle and chopped all the way down almost to the start of the green candle. So interesting to watch here. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and short this. I want to start off very conservative. So let's do my down payment of like $25, and that's not a lot, but I just want to try this out. So if we do $25 at a 3x, we're gonna need higher slippage than 0.5%. Let's try like 3% slippage. Our liquidation price would be $1.80, entry price $1.40, position size is 73. Let's go ahead and bump that up to 100. So we'll use a little bit more leverage than that. We'll do 4.1x leverage. Trading fee is only like 50 cents. And the amount. So let's try it. Dollars, and we'll see if this opens the position. Transaction simulation successful, proceeding with execution. That was very, very easy. All right, it's prompted me in my actual wallet. So I'm gonna go ahead and confirm that. Executing transaction, and position opened at $1.43. So now we used $25 for that trade, and we're gonna be able to see our fund performance here. So super interested to see how this looks. So after all of that, you can see that this agent is buying stuff for me. I've been letting this run for over an hour, and I actually set it to buy every 25 minutes. It's actually buying more than that. So basically you see that it bought some ETH, it bought some Tibber, Virtual, Miggle, CBBTC, WETH, all the Shekel, which is super funny because Shekel's the native token of this platform. But yeah, you can see it just basically working away right here. Now I haven't seen the sales yet. The P&L isn't really much right now as far as up or down because this is still super fresh. And I will say that I opened up one of these positions manually because I thought originally that you had to actually open up a position in order for it to trade the position, but that wasn't the case. So the largest position here is this $23.18 position out of the $100 total, and I opened that manually. So this really shouldn't count towards everything else because this was manual, and I'll probably have to close that manually as well. I wish I wouldn't have done that, but if I can make it break even and just see how the rest goes, and we'll see from there. So anyways, next time you'll see this, I'm gonna wait until there's actually profit or loss here to kind of show you the results of this bot. All right guys, we are like 12 hours in, and just to let you know, during the first like 7 hours, my bot did 37 swaps with $100 in volume, $101 in volume, which is $1 over our initial USDC value. I made some mistakes. Some mistakes were made in a wallet that I control. Before I go into those mistakes, I'll say I adjusted them, and I'm very much looking forward to the next video to where I can do much better on this. As you can see, my last few are a little profitable, you know, $1.23, $1.73. Before I show you my total value, let me show you the mistakes that I made so that you don't make these. First and foremost, apparently the base token Wasabi Perps USDC base wasn't selected, instead USDC coin. So all those parameters I had for these specific tokens weren't going for the first few hours until I selected Wasabi Perps. After I did that, pretty much every trade has been profitable. Second though is I did choose the premium LLM model, which costs around 65 USDC per swap. So keep in mind that is when you buy it and when you sell it. So a little about $1.30 per every token you're in and out of. Well, I had my minimum weight to 1 to 10 originally. So this means out of the 100 original dollars, it was doing $2 to $3 buys with leverage and using $2 out of that just for the transaction. So what I'm going to do differently in the future, and what I've already done differently here, is I bumped this up from 1 to 30. I'll probably set the parameters around 10 to 30, but again, that's for a future video. So with all that being said, with all those mistakes being made, I am at drum roll please, a total of I am down 18.92%. Now, started with $100. You might be thinking, well, why is $61 is like 40% off of 100? The way that this is set up is I have the USDC balance is not plugged in to the total fund value. So we could do 61 plus 61.62 plus 18.40, and we're at $80. And then we have 2 positions opened. So these couple positions that are open basically bump us all the way up to, what is it, $88 total. So we're down, you know, $11.48 after making a lot of mistakes. I'm very much looking forward to the next video where I bump up the volume. I'm going to use significantly more USDC to do this challenge now that I'm a little comfortable with it, and I hope to see you guys then. If you made it this far in the video, drop something below. Let me know if you like this type of video or not, and I'll see you guys next time. Leave a like and subscribe.